Rodando cámara, silencio en el set.
Extremo vaya a ver.
Te doy un machetazo de aquí a allá. Oye,
Ready.
acción.
Talk Seven Kindness, International Peters, International Networks. I got Gara with me, the author, the fashion designer, the all-around management, international management. You already know what this guy does. He got a product that he about to put out. My man went to come up here and talk about his product. Talk to him, Gara.
Alright. I'd like to say first, man, it's a pleasure and it's an honorable movement that we have here in the DR.
Divine Rule.
Divine Rule. And I appreciate brothers and sisters for having me here.
Shout to my Gara, shout to Rudy Studios, shout to my nigga. It's going down.
It's going down.
Roof TV is going down.
Know what I mean? And yo, thank the national people for having me here with you in DR.
Don't thank
Divine
me, thank
Rule.
God.
Now, I mean, that's the Divine Rule right there.
So talk to them about this thing you got coming out, my brother.
Wow. Okay. To be straight to the point,
Directo al punto.
Directo al punto. You know what I mean? The point is this, man. The first book was based on my childhood from 12 to 14, which was the St. John Polo Posse. That dropped out, you know, sold 100,000 and up and changed. It did good. The book did fantabulous. You know what I mean?
So
but the second book,
okay,
we just dropping.
Okay, and that one is called
This St. John's, New Building Kids, The Age of the Kraken.
Flip it around for them, show them that good cover, brother. All right, so the first book, talk to them a little bit about the first book, then lead them into the second book. Just give them a quick rundown on the first book and take them into the second one.
The first book, it detailed 5 Caribbean youths.
All right. El primer libro fue de una ganga que ellos eran una ganga y se ponían ropa polo. Y la ropa polo era como la bandera de ellos. Y eran 5 chamacos del Caribe. Yeah.
It started off with 5 youths from these buildings in Crown Heights, Brooklyn. These 5 youths were from the Caribbean. I myself, Haitian descent. My other brother, G Life, Puerto Rican descent. And the other brother name was Ms. Lowe, Trinidadian descent.
Uno
and
era
my
boricua,
other brother.
Uno era de Trinidad y era haitiano.
And then the other 2 was from St. Croix.
Y el otro era de St. Croix.
And then we had one, which was the 6th wonder. His name was Frankie Boo. And this is the hoodie that represents Frankie Boo. Know what I mean? And he was from his family descent of Jamaica.
So every character in the book has his own hoodie, right? Because this is one of the characters.
That's right.
What character is this?
That's Miss Lowe, older brother, Indian.
Okay, and then you got
Frankie Boo.
Frankie Boo with the purple.
It's descent of the Jamaican. So all from the Caribbean
and he's
islands.
the French Montana sneakers.
Oh yes, that's fact.
Yeah,
he also the lit transit. Now I mean, lit transit means someone that migrated to this country.
Right.
And all of our families migrated to America from these islands. Now I mean, but what's key about St. John Polo Posse was that it was a beast called the Kraken, the crack cocaine era.
Okay.
Which was affecting us in the community.
Right.
Now I mean, so we had to find a way to compete to get our women back.
Right.
Now I mean, because the young girls were being rallied and charged upon by the Caribbean community, even though we were Caribbean, but we were losing all our women. So we said, you know what? Let's do something to change the tides.
Okay.
And we started Gene most elaborate clothing, and then in Gene, which is Gene is stealing. Which is shoplifting or boosting. Everyone knows about that. Everyone does that in every community.
See, I would go in there, steal all the polo,
Exactly.
come outside, go crazy. And at this time, polo and all that was like Louis Vuitton. Like
at
that time, like if you came out with some polo shit, you was that dude.
That's
so okay, continue.
Yeah, so at that time, when we was acquiring those pieces, we looked at those pieces as religious articles, as our badge, our crown, and our swords that we used to tackle all the inner city violences that we couldn't control.
Que la ropa era una forma como casi una espada o una cosa que representaba más que ropa. Era casi una cosa religiosa la ropa para ellos a ese tiempo.
No, so with that, when we was taking the clothes, I mean, it drew a lot of attention. And some of the attention it drew was the people in other neighborhoods. And it began to get very popular, this wearing all polo from head to toe. Now I mean today.
So fue tan grande que mucha gente comenzó a hacerlo. Y este tiene como 15 años más que yo, pero cuando yo subí, ese estilo todavía estaba. Yo estaba en esa ganga de los de polo y toda la vaina. Y esa vaina subió y subió tanto que de ahí que sale Biggie Small, de ahí sale muchísimo de raperos que usted le encanta. Wu-Tang sale de ahí. Go ahead, continue.
I mean, Trick Daddy. But yeah, but the key thing for us, it wasn't just about wearing polo to look rich. we was doing it as a means of advice to fight back. That was our small revolution. Now, I mean, when we were saying Levante, you ever heard the term Levante? That means freedom, liberation. That was our
That's
term.
a Haitian word.
No, that's actually
French?
No, that's Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Because they would say that during the time of
Libertad.
Libertad. Based upon Abiso Campos and Lolita Lebron.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Now,
sir.
I mean,
Shout to them. Shout
exactly.
to them.
So to me, when we was doing the St. John Polo posse, it wasn't about an all get along game. It wasn't for everybody. It was just for our little clique in the new buildings. And we did, like I said, to fight back because a lot of our youths were smoking crack back in them days. We talking about between the ages of 84 and 88. A lot of our youth that was boosting with us, stealing with us, they was smoking. And when we would go stealing, they would steal our clothes right behind our back. They didn't have to go in the store.
So y'all went and stole the clothes
and they stole it from us.
Motherfucker.
You know what I mean?
So,
yeah, so we had to fight, or we had to find a way to stop them from stealing from us. So what we did was we codified, we unified, and we made a body, and it was called St. John
ellos
Polo
iban y se
Posse.
robaban la ropa y después venían y se la robaban a ellos.
You know what I mean? But that was just the beginning. You know what I mean? My last mission, I talked about in that book. Then I lead to this book, St. John, New Building, Kids, Age of the Kraken.
And when that's dropping?
This dropped already. It's on Kindle right now, Amazon. If you got
So
Amazon
hold on, let me
Unlimited,
stop the presses.
whoa.
Right now, you gotta go straight to the point and get directo al punto and go to Kindle, go to Amazon, type in St. George, the New Building, Age of the Kraken, and
right.
support the brother. Because listen, if we don't support each other, who will? And you gonna get some jewels off of it, man.
That's right. And what's the point about it being in divine rule today that we talking about it
Right.
is this in chapter 9.
And divine rule is the new word for DR, Dominican Republic. y'all.
Word,
Go ahead.
divine rule. And it's all mathematically right and exact. Now, I mean, the key thing about this science is this. Yo, in 1989 to 1990,
Quiet on the set.
when we were looking to hustle and bustle, right? We used to go to Washington Heights.
That's where all the cocaine was at.
Exactly, to the
Of course you went to
Dominicans.
get a cop.
Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. We had all the Jamaican, Haitian, Trinity, and Guyanese posses already. But the thing is, the difference was that their cocaine was expensive. Now, I mean, you had to spend $90 to $110 for an A-ball.
With the Trinidadians in them.
No, yeah, at that time.
But then you went to Dominican, they gave it too cheap.
No, it ain't even that it was cheap. It was super cheap. So we would go up there. It wasn't the best quality. But remember, Jay-Z said he sold that work wet. Now, we call that the wet work. We used to go up there, we would buy a half ounce. But guess how much? Like $2.50.
Back then.
Back then, that's 4 A-balls. We bought for $2.50. We'd go back to the hood, we put that shit in the motherfucking refrigerator. Let it get hard. Get the fucking paper towel, dry it out, and go sell it for $400.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Then we would go back and forth for a couple of weeks until we racked up until we got enough to get a big 8, which is 124 grams. So we didn't have to buy the wet work no more. But that made it exclusive how we were able to strategize over the people in our neighborhood and get people to buy it. And some of the people that we got to buy it were some of the notorious dealers from Albany projects like Buddha. Now, we used to get Guichon from Kingsborough to come buy it from the third wall. They would come buy the wet work from us, but they didn't know it was wet. Till they got home and tried to cut down. Like, oh shit, this shit's mushy. But hey, it was too late. We got your money. And you couldn't dare come back on the block, because we let the hams loose. You know what I mean? So them niggas came, was happy, they got their work, then we just took
Y'all
it to another
Brooklyn
level.
niggas are serious. We couldn't do that in the Heights. We had that good work. Nigga gotta have good work all the time. Gotta come through and get that good work. We couldn't get nobody, man.
Word. But you know what's so funny though?
But you know Brooklyn, they gonna get you.
Yeah, but the same kids that we were using for doing the boosting was helping us get the wet work. Because you know it was hot. Between 89 and 91, it was hot in Washington Heights.
Now it was regular.
People don't even know it was hot.
Now it was hot out, but the thing about Washington Heights is a neighborhood and everybody was protected.
Yeah,
so the cops would come. Like, you're not gonna catch nobody because niggas is running up in grandma's house. Like, everybody was with the work.
That's a fact.
Like, they used to use the grandmas
That was
to
the
carry the bricks.
That was the village.
Right, I seen an 80-year-old lady go right by a cop with 4 or 5 bricks.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it was.
That's
Anyway,
the Caribbean community though.
we're gonna talk about